Destiny, can you confirm or deny? Okay, listen. Gather round for a quick, stupid, cringe story. Okay? This is a quick, dumb, cringe story, and it's so cringe, and everybody involved is so cringe. Okay? Ugh. Okay. This is so cringe. Parts of this I've already said before in relation to issues that I've had with Melina. But basically, the long and short is a long time ago, when I started making new friends, because Melina is so fucking weird about like every girl I talk to, I would share all of my friends that are girls with Melina. It's like, hey, hang out with these people, go chat with these people, go do, whatever. So you trust me, it doesn't think I'm trying to hide anything, blah, blah, blah. Lauren, and Farha were two of these friends, okay? They hung out a ton, whatever. I end up doing a bunch of shit, going down somewhere, whatever. I end up hanging out with Lauren for a while. And Melina, through some stupid Melina games, legitimately ends up fucking over Lauren pretty hard. I feel pretty bad about it. I also find out that, like, Melina is also talking a lot to Farha, and they're saying kind of weird, dumb shit, part of it involving Lauren. So after hanging out with Lauren, I basically have to kind of, like, cut her completely out of my life, more or less as a friend, because of Melina's crazy bullshit. I tell Lauren, I'm like, yeah, hey, these two people were talking about you. Like, this is really dumb, and I'm sorry, but, whatever. It's stupid shit. I'm keeping things vague because it's all so cringe and dumb. But basically, as the months go on, ever since Lauren hears that, okay, Lauren has, like, this unbelievable fucking vendetta against Farha. So if you've ever seen Lauren, like, randomly tweeting shit about Farha over the past year, it's because of this. She's, like, obsessively hating Farha. Despite the fact that I'm, like, telling her DMs, I'm like, hey, you should probably, like, not attack her publicly so much. This is really dumb. It just makes you look bad. Nobody's gonna know why you're doing this. But yeah, so Lauren can't help herself, so she's just, like, shitting on Farha constantly. It's like, okay, whatever. As the months go on, I have to be so vague because all of this is so dumb. There's, like, dumb personal shit involved. I think I end up having a long conversation with, I think, Farha, like, 2 or 3 months ago, after Melina's finally gone, because now I'm like, after Melina's gone, I can, like, start to resort out my relationships with people because I don't have some weird malevolent force, like, working against me in the background now. And Farah is one of these people that I talk to, and I kind of, like, reset my whole friendship with her where I'm like, okay, listen, I know you and Melina were chatting about shit, kind of weird, but whatever, don't care. Like, this is everything I know. This is blah, blah, blah. And we do that. And then I told a couple other friends in my friend circle, I was like, hey, listen, just so you guys know, like, I'm resetting my relationships with people. These are the people that's included. I don't know if Melina's told you weird shit. We could talk about it, whatever. Because Melina and a whole bunch of other people have a tendency to lie a lot about things that I've said or done. And I'm like, hey, somebody might have told you this. Do you want to talk about this? We can go through logs or whatever, because people say weird shit. And I think after Lauren found out that I had kind of, like, sealed, what would you say, mended the bridge with Farha, Lauren got really fucking mad. Like, 3 months ago, maybe, I think. So she gets mad. I don't give a fuck. It's whatever. Like, this is, other people aren't dictating my friendships ever. This carries on for a little bit, but at this point, I think Lauren has, like, lost her mind in terms of how much she hates Farha and how upset she is that I have been, like, that I'm, like, refriending Farha. She's, like, super ass mad about this. So then I find out, I think it was during the canvassing event, maybe. I find out that Jasmine approaches me. And Jasmine tells me, like, oh, I've heard you said a whole bunch of horrible, evil, crazy, nasty shit about Farha. And I'm like, what? And I find out through Jasmine, basically, that, like, Lauren is running around behind the scenes because she has nothing else to do with her time, apparently. And she's talking to a whole bunch of people, telling them that I've said, like, these unhinged, crazy things, not just about Farha, but about, like, a ton of people. And so I start, like, messaging people to figure out, like, hey, I don't know if you've heard me say something weird or whatever. There are some people that I say bad things about, but anybody that I say a bad thing about, I've said to their face or I've said publicly. So, like, I don't know if Lauren knows this or not, but, like, Lauren told Xena, like, oh yeah, by the way, like, Steven said that you need to get professional help and that you're, like, crazy. And I'm like, yeah, but like, yeah, I tell Xena that personally. I told her that to her face like 20 times. I've said that on stream before. Or like the Australian Amy girl, like, Lauren is like, yeah, Steven shit talks to you and says that you're crazy for defending, like, red pill people and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I literally say on stream, I think she's, like, super saying what she defends. And I've told her this personally. Like, yeah, like, none of these things are, like, things are behind people's back. I'm, like, I'm pretty forward with most people. And then, yeah, there's basically, what's this stuff Lauren keeps saying about you recording people in your apartment? So when Lauren says that over and over again, she's referring to one conversation that I recorded between me and somebody else that had to do with a lot of Melina stuff. Again, in my mind, if somebody's gonna me over, do some really weird, shady, up shit, maybe theoretically I might record a conversation, you know, just because I want this to, if for no other reason, to go back through my own personal records to see what people have said. Okay. The way that Lauren keeps saying this is that like is implying that I'm like recording me people or recording me like sexual stuff or something like that. That's how she like implies it. I don't know if she's gonna say, oh, I didn't imply that, I mean he was a nasty person, just like a mean bad person or whatever. But I'm like, okay. But yeah, that's when Lauren says that over and over again, that's what she's referring to. Yeah, but anyway, after Jasmine and I have like a 3-hour conversation, and I feel like I've cleared the air on most stuff. There were two other times where Jasmine and like kind of Farha have like come to me and they're like, hey, Lauren has made all of these crazy accusations against you, that you've like made these like disgusting comments about my appearance, that you've made these disgusting comments about blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't do these kinds of comments. If you would know me personally, I've never like I've never said like, oh, this girl is a disgusting you know, tit, or I just don't make those kinds of comments. It's not how my brain works. I'm more likely to call you a racial slur. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that either. But anyway, so there were 2 different times. I have at least one witness for this, okay? So there were 2 different times where these guys come to me and they're like, hey, what about all these things that Lauren says you said? And both times, people are like, I have proof that you did this. And I'm pretty honest in conversations. So usually when somebody asks me things like, oh, did you say this thing? I'll usually be honest and I'll say, I don't remember saying this. And then I'll try to think about like, well, a year ago, I'm trying to remember my state of mind. Could I have said it? Maybe. I don't think I did. But I mean, like, obviously, if somebody shows you evidence of me doing it, then I mean, I guess I did. I'm not going to sit here and lie about it, but I don't remember. I don't remember every single conversation I've ever had. There are some comments that I'm like almost positive I've never made because I just don't make these types of comments. But both times the conversation started off with them saying like, oh, we've got receipts of you saying these things. And I'm like, okay, well, let me go check through our logs. And when I check through the logs, it's always the opposite. It is always the opposite of the other person saying the thing, and then me either like putting LOL or like trying to disengage or change the conversation every single time. And after the second time this happened last time, I think this was a few weeks ago, I was like, listen, all of you, I don't need any of you in my life. I don't need, this is like not worth anything. I don't even, like, none of you guys are even close friends to me. So I'm not wasting my time with this. If you want to come at me saying that I did something wrong, because I do wrong shit, I fuck up sometimes, I'm not perfect. But like, you need to come with evidence, okay? And a receipt can't just be you saying somebody told you something, okay? Some hearsay bullshit. Show me like a fucking log or a DM or whatever the fuck. Yeah. But that's basically it, yeah. So it was me being friends with Farha again. And then it was me shutting down Lauren, who asked to date, I think about a month ago. And then after that, she went around telling a bunch of people that she turned me down for dating. And yeah, she just has gotten like super unhinged. But then she's working. Are you cool with Jasmine? I don't think so now. Jasmine thinks I'm insane personally, which by the way, I don't even necessarily blame her. Because everything that she's been exposed to for me personally now with the Lauren stuff has been pretty unhinged. But then she's like super besties with like Lauren now. So I don't know. But that shit will fall apart in 6 months or less. Because Lauren is insanely fucking dramatic. But yeah, I think that Lauren, Jasmine, and Farha are like girls, if you know what that expression means. So they'll kind of like support each other in their shit. But like, you know, yeah, whatever. What's the point of being this vague if nobody can understand this? I think you understand enough. Wasn't Lauren shit talking Jasmine when they first met? Yeah, she goes back and forth on a lot of people. She's just very, very, very dramatic. I don't really care too much about all of this. Like, none of this really matters that much to me because none of these people are that close to me. The only reason I'm saying anything at all now is because there's 2 really weird and annoying things that are happening. One is that Lauren keeps like typing messages that make it sound like I'm secretly recording people having sex. That's what it sounds like. Because she's saying things like, oh yeah, Steven records people in his apartment. He's nasty. Now she's probably going to say, well, I didn't mean it that way. But that's what she's making it sound like, number one. And then number 2, I don't know if this is all still residual Mr. Girl stuff or if this comes from far or what, but like Lauren is running around saying like, oh, the only reason I don't like any of these people is because Destiny is like turning all the girls against each other or some weird like that. Despite the fact that Lauren has started fights with like every single fucking girl that she's ever met on Twitter. And I have nothing to do with any of that. But anyway, there you go. Ugh. It's all like, all of this is such cringe, retarded shit. I don't know why Lauren is like running around like tweeting and talking on streams and like just dumb shit. Cringe. New friend group number 15 arc soon. Listen, I've said this before. All the best friends I made in the past year and a half are like non-streamer friends. Like I think almost all of my non-streamer friends have been pretty chill. I don't think anything's come up, but like streamer people are just like, it's another world of retarded shit. Do you think you're spreading yourself too thin with all this internet, IP, girl drama? I believe you said you didn't recommend going at so many different groups at once. Right now, I don't feel spread thin at all. I feel pretty commanding on the Israel-Palestine stuff. I think we're making a lot of good conversations. We just need to jump into the immigration research arc.